Restore your health, be renewed. You gotta take control to see a breakthrough. You're only one step away from a life made better. A life made better. A life made better.
Hello and welcome to all of our listeners out there. Today, we will discuss the surprising benefits of cucumbers, alkalinity, and the rose plant. I'm your host, Laronda, and thank you so much for tuning in to the Restore Your Health podcast, episode 4. So, let's go ahead and begin. Today, we're going to discuss our first topic on the list is the cucumbers. Yes, cucumbers are an excellent source of nutrition and nutrients. They're cholesterol-free, fat-free, gluten-free, and contains vitamin K. Cucumbers come in a vast variety, such as pickling, dill, Carolina, bush, gherkins, burpless, Marketmore 76, straight 8, fanfare, salad bush, hothouse, and more. With so many varieties to choose from, who could ever get bored with one? Let's talk about the nutritional facts of the cucumber. Based on the USDA, cucumbers contain the following health benefits: 0.3 grams of protein, 1.9 grams of carbs, 0.3 grams of fiber, and they help to prevent the form of blood clots. The recommended serving is 1/2 cup, which is 52 grams. Cucumbers contain approximately 95% water and are a great source of hydration. That's right, guys, because cucumbers are so full of water, they contain at least 95% of water. And because of that reason, they provide phytochemicals that help to fight cancer and reduce inflammation in the body. Cucumbers contain 0.1 gram of fat, therefore they make a very healthy, crispy, delicious snack because they only contain 0.1 gram of fat. So that's literally nothing, guys. So there's nothing to worry about there, right? Okay, so we know that cucumbers are basically fat-free, right? So that's a safe, healthy snack to have in your cupboard or to have in your fridge. Cucumbers generally are not a great source of protein, and that's just because they contain more water than they do fiber. They're 95% consisted of water, so that's why they contain more water than they do fiber. Cucumbers are naturally low in nutrients due to the high intake of water. They contain magnesium, vitamin C, folate, beta-carotene, and again, as we discussed before, the vitamin K. Cucumbers help to reduce inflammation in the body. They contain phytochemicals that help to fight harmful diseases like cancer and high blood pressure and diabetes. According to the research of American Diabetes Association, the recommended serving is 3 to 5 servings of cucumbers. According to the American Diabetes Association, the recommended serving is 3 to 5 of starch-free vegetables per day, which means you could be eating at minimum 2 fruits and 2 vegetables per day, either with your meal or as a snack. If you have allergies to ragweed, also known as OAS, you might want to reduce your consumption of cucumbers. And that's just basically due to the cross-pollination and reactivity of the plant. If you have food allergies, you may experience hives, shortness of breath, chest discomfort, or tightness. If you have any of these symptoms, please discontinue the use of eating cucumbers or any other food that you may have allergies to and see a food allergist. So let's talk about how to prepare our cucumbers. You can prepare cucumbers by thinly slicing them. You can dice them in your salad, in your dips, in your dressings, or you can use them with olive oil and maybe some sea salt or kosher salt and pepper just to taste. But go easy on the salt, guys. You don't want too much salt, okay? Cucumbers may be chopped or blended with other fruit in your salsa, or as a tasty topping. If you're feeling dehydrated, you can slice some cucumbers up and put them in a fusion drink. So you're basically going to dice a few cucumbers up. You're going to throw them in your water, and they make for a hydrating drink. That's right, because they're full of water already, and then you're putting your cucumber slices into water. It just makes it even the better, okay? So let's switch gears and talk about alkalinity. Yes, we're going to talk about how to keep our pH levels up, how to maintain an alkaline body, and how to do that with natural plants and herbs. Okay, so first things first, let's first understand that we must cleanse the blood of heavy toxins and heavy metals. Yes, that's the first thing we do. We already know about cleansing the colon and the gut health, but we don't talk enough about cleaning our blood. So let's talk about that, guys, okay? Cleaning your blood is one of the most important things you could do to maintaining health and wellness, because most things start in the blood, right? So we want to make sure that we are cleaning our blood on a regular basis, just as often as we clean our colon, okay? And we're going to make sure that we're staying away from the acid foods that produce mucus, like our ice creams, cow's milk, things of that nature, foods that initiate inflammation in the body. We'll make sure that we stay away from those. Mostly, we're going to make sure that we stay away from the acid, the mucus, and foods that initiate inflammation in the body. If we stay away from those three things, you'll do very well on keeping your pH balance up and keeping the body alkaline. And then we want to replace those with alkaline foods like watermelon, your cucumbers, things like garlic is really good for cleansing the blood and keeping your pH balance up. Chlorella is good. Of course, probiotics are excellent, and you can take probiotics in the form of a pill, or you can take the probiotics in the form of a drink. It just however you choose to take your probiotics, but just make sure that you're taking some type of probiotic. Curry is also good to cleanse the blood. You can use green tea is another one, another favorite that we talk about often, but it's really good for cleansing the blood. Barley grass is good. Cilantro is really good for cleaning the blood. Spirulina is another one. And let's talk about papayas. Yes, papayas help to clean the blood and to keep our pH balance up. Oh, pineapples are another great one. I like to use my pineapples in my smoothies in the morning. So pineapples are really, really good to help to cleanse the blood. And then, of course, the burdock herb. We want to use hyssop herb. It's really, really good for cleansing the blood. And the dandelion. We often talk about the dandelion, but that's really good. Dandelion root is really good for cleansing the blood and keeping heavy toxins out of our body. So we want to make sure that we are incorporating things like this in our diet to help us to maintain alkalinity in our body and our bloodstream and to maintain good health, right? So the more that we incorporate these healthy herbs into our diet, and we're doing this on a consistent basis, the quicker we'll see a positive return on our health. It's a process, guys, and we got to take it one step, one day at a time, okay? And another thing, being healthy is a mindset. Our mind tells our body what to do. Our mind tells our body how to line up and what to do, basically. So when you wake up in the morning, you wake up and you tell your body, you're going to eat healthy today. You're going to exercise today. You're going to drink enough water today to hydrate your body. So you tell your body what it's going to do. And refuse to the sugary drinks and the sodas. You want to stay away from those things because they're just not healthy for you, okay? In order to see something different. We must do something different. And what does that look like? Well, that looks like changing your regimen, changing what you eat on a regular basis, changing your exercise regimen. We don't want to stick to the same thing all the time. Switch it up sometimes so that the body doesn't get used to the same old mundane schedule, and you don't get tired of doing the same thing every day, mainly. But yes, so in order for us to keep ourselves up on our game and keep ourselves up with our health and wellness, we have to make sure that we are in a positive mindset. And I know that we are faced with many challenges day after day. And with that being said, we just need to make sure that we're staying in prayer, staying centered, and that we are telling our bodies what to do. And that's what's most important. So let's switch gears a bit and talk about our herb. Okay, so you guys are going to be surprised about this one. We're going to talk about the rose plant. Did you know that the rose plant had medicinal uses? Me either. I thought they were just pretty to look at. But the rose plant comes in 100 species. Okay, 100 different species of the rose plant. Its varieties are so many different names in the face of the rose plant that, it's best said by Shakespeare, Juliet. Shakespeare's quote was, "What's in a name that which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet." Let me repeat that. What's in a name that which we call a rose by any other name would smell so sweet. So, what's in a name, right? Like what's in the name of the rose? What's in it by which we call so sweet? We admire the beauty of the rose. We smell the scent of the rose, but we never investigate what's inside of a rose. Well, I'm getting ready to tell you what's inside the rose, okay? The medicinal part of the rose, first of all, is the flowers and the hips. That's right. Its description is a shrub-like plant with prickly stems found in the northern hemisphere. So we all, one thing I can say about the rose is that although it's beautiful, those stems on the rose are something else, right? We hate those little stems, but hey, they're beautiful to look at and they have medicinal purposes. So we'll just deal with that, right? Its climbing, trailing, or erect stems bear alternate pinnate leaves. The most common is the white and the red flowers, usually the singled and five-petaled in the wild species, but are often doubled in cultivated varieties. The fruit consists of a hairy acorns-borne-like seed from fruit-like fleshy hips, which are technically a ripened hypantheum. The red rose are considered best for medicinal uses of the horticultural types. So mostly the rose is commonly used medicinally by many different varieties, such as the Rosa californica. The Rose californica is used medicinally for many, many different reasons. It's found growing in moist places from Oregon to Baja, California. From the West Coast, Indians use it to make cold remedies. The Spanish Americans still eat the rose, the ripe hips, either the raw or the stewed. But collectively, they still eat them because they have like a sweet taste to them. And the Indians still eat them. I bet you didn't know that. I didn't either. Didn't know you could eat a rose. But that, I guess, with the Rosa californica, you can. The rose centifolia is like a cabbage rose found wild in eastern Caucasia. It's cultivated elsewhere and one of the oldest of the cultivated roses. The cabbage rose is the source of commercial rose water. The infusion powder and the tincture are also said to be useful for hemorrhage, and the infusion as an aspirant properties. The rose water can be made into a good ointment for rough, dry, or chapped skin. And then we have the rose damascena, the damask rose found wild in the Balkans of Asia Minor, cultivated on a large scale of Bulgaria, Turkey, and often in the southern France areas. The steam distillation of the damask rose petal produces attar or odor of roses. The rose oil used mostly for perfumes as a fragrant agent. So it smells really great too. The attar of roses, however, is also used to rejuvenate. It's said to be very helpful in regulating menstrual cycles. And also when inhaled, it can induce sleep. So there we go. Didn't know that about the rose, huh? Then we have the Rosa englentaria, which is eglantine, the sweetbriar found wild in Asia. So it was first found growing in Asia, in Europe, North America, and wildly cultivated. And it's also in Iran. It's been used to relieve colic and diarrhea. Wow, guys, this is really, really just so interesting to learn all of this about a rose plant. Then we have the Rosa gallica. It's known as the French rose. The rose was found in Europe and West Asia and elsewhere, often escaped from cultivation. The preparations of the petals are mildly astringent and tonic. The infusion can be used as a vaginal douche or as an eye wash. Okay, and then we have the Rosa laevigata. The Rosa laevigata is founded and also it's known as the Cherokee rose, an evergreen vine found wild in China and Japan, and also as an escaped plant in the southern U.S. In China, it is also used to treat problems with frequent or excessive involuntary release of semen. So there we are. The rose has so many different uses. Okay, so let's move right along. And then we also have the Rosa roxburgh. The rose roxburgh is a species found in China. Okay, the preparations and dosage of the petal are dried and collected before the flowers unfold. You can use this one to prepare in water as an infusion, or you can boil the petals in water and condense the vapor, or you can boil the petals in water and condense the vapor in another vessel to get rose water. You're going to let it cool down for a bit and you can use it for rose water. Rose water can be used for skincare, to put in your skincare regimen, things of that nature. So, or you can use the rose honey. And that's just like a pound of fresh rose petal in a little bit of boiling water. You're going to filter and boil the remaining liquid and honey. And then with the rose honey, which is a blend that's classified as honey, you're going to use that fluid to extract it from the actual rose plant. We also have the rose vinegar. You can steep the rose petal to distill vinegar, and you're not going to let this boil, but you're just going to steep them just a little bit. Okay, you're going to put your rose petal into some distilled vinegar and let it boil for a little bit, maybe about a pint. Allow the petals to dry out for about 15 drops of oil. You can add with that, and then strain it and let it sit. And then that can be used for hemorrhages or for stomach illness. Okay, so as you can see, guys, there are so many different benefits to the rose plant. I can't name them all. And then finally, our last rose, I don't know if we talked about the rock rose. Did we talk about the rock rose? If we didn't, let's see. So the rock rose is native of North America. The perennial plant grows in dry, sandy soil and in the U.S. It can be found as far as North Carolina and Mississippi. It can be found in West India and Wisconsin. Wow. So that's quite a few places that this rose bush is known. And it's also the rose on this particular plant, the flowers grow twice as large. Yes. So you get twice the bloom on this rose plant. Its medicinal properties and uses are you can use it as a tonic. You can use the rock rose as an astringent. Relatively, maybe just a little bit of that is used as an astringent, but you can use it for to help relieve diarrhea, for mouth and throat irritations. You can use the rock rose for skin problems. It's also been used many times for. It's also been used at many times as an eye wash. So as you can see, the rock rose has many, many, many different uses to it. And a large dose acts as an emetic. Yes. Wow. Did you guys know that the rose had that many medicinal uses? Neither did I. I'm learning just like you are. I'm telling you, this information is just, it's wonderful to learn about things that we usually pass by and never take notice, only by its beauty, as Shakespeare quoted. Okay, so the rose medicinal uses and properties also can relieve headaches and dizziness. The plant's leaves can be dried into a fusion, which we talked about, and using it with a alternative natural sweetener. It's used to help with nerve problems as a nerve tonic. It's used to help heart issues. It's used for a blood purifier, as we talked about earlier about alkalinity, keeping the blood clean. And we gave a list of natural herbs to help with that. But here we go. Here's another one. The rose is good for blood purification. So that's just wonderful news to know and to have, that the rose plant, although it comes in different varieties and it looks beautiful, it's good for medicinal uses. The rose plant is good to ease uterine cramps, relieves earaches. The wine decoction relieves toothaches as well. You may also soak the petals in a warm cloth with rose vinegar as a compress for headaches. Yep, so some of you guys who suffer with migraine headaches or just occasional headaches, you can use that as a warm compress, the rose petals and rose vinegar, and apply that to the area which you're having the tension or the headaches, and watch it go away. Wonderful. This natural medicine, I tell you. It's wonderful to know that we have natural medicine to cure just about every ailment. It really is. It's priceless. You can't put a price on the knowledge that we find out every week about natural medicine. And with so many uses to the plant, the rose plant, we can't go wrong with this jewel. And so let's go ahead and switch gears again, and we're going to talk about our essential oil for the week, and it's called Purification. Purification oil blend is a combination of citronella, lavender, lemongrass, myrtle, rosemary, and tea tree that's formulated from diffusing to neutralize and cleanse your home and your work environment. It is also soothing to your skin for everyday irritations. And that's, again, the Purification essential oil. Is very helpful for skin conditions to put in your skincare regimen. You can apply 2 to 4 drops to the directed area, or you can dilute it in a carrier oil. A carrier oil like the sweet almond oil, the grapeseed oil, coconut oil, any carrier oil, V6 oil, you can dilute it in any of those oils and apply it to the desired area. You can use it as a massage oil. It smells wonderful. I'm telling you, I got some myself, and it smells really, really sweet. It has a fruity type of smell to it, so you're gonna really, really like that one. And then also, it produces a clean, invigorating aroma when diffused in your diffuser in your home or in your work area. It wards against unwanted odors. It refreshes musty and stale areas that's been closed up. If you have a room that's been closed up for a while, or a room that's just been closed up, you might want to put a couple of drops in your diffuser of the purification oil, close the door, and just let it refresh that area. Okay, it's really, really good to purify and clean the air. From the bottle, it comes in a nice bottle, and it's a rich, clean, crisp, and lemony aroma. You're gonna love it. I'm telling you, that purification essential oil is wonderful. I just ordered some, and it came in the mail just a couple of days ago. And when I opened it, it just smells so good. I'm telling you, I was like, oh my gosh, so wonderful. I want to order another one. But yeah, I just wish I had ordered a bigger size. But you're going to love that one. So guys, again, let's just make sure that we are continuing to stay healthy, and that we're continuing to keep our mindset positive, and stay up on our nutrition, because that's important. You know, it's our mind that tells our body what to do. The mind is the boss of you. That's right. Your mind is the boss of you. So just make sure that you stay aligned with positive thinking. And every day you wake up, you tell yourself, today's going to be a good day. Today I'm going to eat healthy. Today I'm going to tell my body what to do. Today we're going to succeed, and we're going to help to restore our health by protecting our body and putting into our bodies the things that we know that are healthy and beneficial for longevity. Okay? And thank you again, guys. That's all we have for today. So I want to thank you again for joining us on the Restore Your Health podcast. If you like this video, share it with a friend and click the like button. Till next time, we'll see you again.
Restore your health, be renewed. You gotta take control to see a breakthrough. You're only one step away from a life made better. A life made better. A life made better.